Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 42. My name is Jason Rippelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli,
owner of DVC-Rental.com and buyandsellDVC.com.
Today is November 24th, which means you're probably not watching this episode because you're preparing your home for Thanksgiving or you're preparing to travel for Thanksgiving. And we hope that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and have fun with your friends and family.
It's beautiful.
So 11 months from today is going to be October 24th, and 7 months from today is going to be June 24th. Let me ask you, speaking of Thanksgiving, have you ever been on property on Thanksgiving Day?
No, I have not been on property on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
I had to think about that one, but nope.
Because yeah. I wasn't sure. Are the parks usually, they're pretty busy, right?
Yeah, they're pretty busy.
So remember, all your social media, you have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Tell your friends, tell everybody you know. Be sure to hit like, be sure to hit subscribe, share it with your friends. We hope you're still enjoying the information that we are providing. And we're going to start out with Scott. He's going to talk about the rental side of DVC. Let's see what he brings us today.
I wanted to mention this week that we are about to hit our busy season coming up. Right now, it's typically quiet. In January, or sometimes even starting the day after Christmas, it normally gets absolutely insane for us on the rental side. I know resales gets busier as well that time of the year. But for the DVC members, I would mention, get your points in as quickly as you can, because again, we typically, business could like double starting January over what we do in December. So it gets really busy. We're always in need of points. But what happens is that everybody gets together with their families around Christmas time and they start planning Disney vacations. Because between Thanksgiving and Christmas, everybody's planning for the holidays. Nobody's really thinking about, Disney. They're all, worried about traveling and entertaining and all the busyness that goes and getting gifts and everything. So as soon as Christmas is over, everybody's minds immediately switch and they're like, what are we gonna do for Disney next year? And we typically blow up. So if you're a DVC member, get your points in early. If you're a renter, if you think that, you don't have to wait till Christmas Day to figure out your Disney plans, get them in now because we know it's going to get absolutely crazy. Just as a reminder, we can book 11 months in advance. So, when January hits, which again, when we start getting the absolute busiest, we're already looking at December. That's 11 months out. We're at December already. And some of that stuff is going to start selling out. Like we were mentioning the other day, first week of December is absolutely insane. I shouldn't say the parks aren't that busy, but everybody wants to go that time on DVC points. So they rent out 11 months in advance. So, if you're thinking of going anytime, December, November, start planning now because, before you realize it, it's going to be sold out already. And it's going to get really, really busy. So the earlier you reach out to us, if it's more than 11 months in advance as a renter, that's fine. We can add you to the queue so that as soon as the 11-month window hits, we can start booking your reservation for you. If you're a DVC member, again, we're going to need those points. Bring them in now so that way you're right up there and we can start booking these rooms for people because, again, we know that right now it's a little bit slow and up to Christmas it's a little bit slower as well. It's coming though, after doing this for so long, we know what's going to happen. It's going to get busy. And I don't know if you want to mention anything about a similar time for resales as well, but it's going to be busy.
So another thing that's going to happen is, you're going to get your due statement soon. And then if you're an owner that says, well, the last 2 years or whatever, again, take COVID out of the situation, that's when not only does it get busy on that side, but this is when they get the due statement. That's when they reevaluate their DVC ownership. They say, you know what? We've had a good run with it. We used it for the last 8 years, but now, we want to go skiing in Colorado for the next 5 years because, Ellen that's what she wants to do. That's their 12-year-old daughter. They want to go skiing. That's what they want to do. Or
blaming poor Ellen. Oh man, poor Ellen, the 12-year-old just got blamed for them selling their DVC contract. This poor girl. The guilt of this poor girl for the rest of her life. We sold our contract because you wanted to go to Vail.
or they live in Texas now they want to buy a boat and go fish on the lake in the summer.
That doesn't
You
sound
know,
bad.
things change. I mean, I just had an owner that wants to sell because he wants to buy a fifth wheel, and they're going to travel around. So I mean, I'm well aware that there's all sorts of vacation options out there. Yes, there are people that buy DVC, they keep it forever, they keep adding on points, they only go to DVC, that's all they do. But then you have those people that they do it for extended period of time, whether that may be, and then they sell and they move on to another option that's out there. Because and so if you're looking to sell, just keep in mind that if also you put a reservation up for rent and then they secure the renter, you can put your property on the market and it can close after the checkout date of your, if you have any pending reservations. Of course, if you don't have any pending reservations, then it's going to close in the normal 8 weeks. And if you pay monthly for your dues and you make January or February's payment before it closes and the buyer's getting all the points for 2022, then you're going to get reimbursed those 2 months. If you are one of those members that pays in one lump sum, then you would get reimbursed that entire lump sum at closing as well. So, it is really, it is the busiest time because, like I say, that's, people that's when they decide, as when they get the due statement, that's when they reevaluate what they're going to do with their, DVC ownership for the next year.
Yeah, everybody's always preoccupied for the holidays and they're getting ready. I think that all of a sudden it's that same thing. It's, oh, wait, this, it's over. Now what do we do? Whether it's planning a Disney trip or, dues are coming. We should probably sell this. It all kind of hits at the same exact time. And it's normally at least a big run from January through March or April, something like that. I know it's typically our busiest season for both sides.
And then, of course, that's going to be when a lot of new people are going to be exposed to DVC as well. I mean, like Thanksgiving week right now, there's going to be all sorts of people that are exposed to DVC. Then you go into Christmas week, New Year's, it's the same thing. It's like, what is this DVC? What is this?
Yeah.
So it just comes, it comes full circle because you have the family with Ellen that's now going to go skiing.
I'm sorry, Ellen.
And then you have another family with Brittany that just discovered DVC, and now they're going to vacation for the next 8 years. It all comes full circle.
Welcome aboard, Brittany.
Oh.
It's nice having
So
you.
whether you're on the end of selling or whether you're on the end of buying, I mean, we'll be happy to help either way. So
that went off the rails a little bit. That was great. I love that.
So now we're up to your food review.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
Are we back at Animal Kingdom?
No, we are not back at Animal Kingdom.
We had a Disney. Where are we at?
We're at the local pizza shop. Today we are at Planet Hollywood at Disney Springs. I think this is, I don't want to call it a hidden gem because it's one of those things that just, it's not super crowded. I mean, it's a big restaurant. Obviously, a lot of people know Planet Hollywood, so you're not surprising anybody. But it's one of those restaurants that I barely ever hear spoken about, like in the Disney communities and online.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, my family loves Planet Hollywood. I mean, it's big, open air, like big dome. And have you ever been to Planet Hollywood?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're projecting videos in there, and they've got sing-alongs, and it's a lot of fun. It's great for kids. I mean, this is not like a quiet atmosphere type place. This is a more jumping place. If you've got a young kid that's possibly crying, or kids or younger like when I had my kids, when they were little, I never wanted to take them anywhere nice because I was worried they're going to cry in the restaurant. You don't want to bring babies there, ruin people's experience when they're paying $80 a meal. So this is a more loud atmosphere that you go, if your kids are making noise or whatever, it's not going to bother anybody. And Jason really likes this.
Well, I just see people at home. Well, Scott said we can go here if our kids are
cranky and crying. Bring them to Planet Hollywood. But I
That's
really
our new slogan is Planet Hollywood.
Do you have terrible kids? Bring them to us. But I think it's a great option. What's also really nice is it's on Open Table as well. So a lot of times you can get reservations not on the Disney reservation system, but on Open Table. There's only a handful or 2 handfuls of Disney restaurants that are on the Open Table app. So really nice option. What I'm going to mention here is that I like it's a penny chicken, and broccoli. And I have written on here broccoli. This one makes me laugh, and I still call broccoli sometimes broccoli in the house because for several months, their menu, they misspelled broccoli and it said broccoli on there. So I always joke around that we have chicken and broccoli. It's $19.99, which is decent, which is very reasonably priced for a Disney dinner. Sliced all natural chicken breast, broccoli florets tossed with roasted garlic pesto cream sauce and penne. Really, really good. I always find that possibly could use a little extra sauce, so I just get a little extra sauce on the side. But really, really nice option. I give this a 7.8. There's an option that I'm teasing again because next week I'm gonna do an option at the same restaurant that I think is just a little bit better. This one's probably a little bit better for you, but this is again 7.8, super, super solid. I know that next week I'm gonna be going to Planet Hollywood as well because I have to bring my son to Disney Springs for a birthday party. And the last couple times I've had the next week's meal, I'm gonna go back to it this time just because this one's a little better for me and it's still not great for me. It's gotten
Wait, the birthday party's at?
birthday party is gonna be at AMC Theaters, and then afterwards they're going to Splitsville for bowling.
Oh, okay.
So it's my son's friend. Again, movies, bowling. I mean, great options for for Disney. And if you're a kid, you live locally. I mean, it's a great birthday party. So they'll be doing that. And again, my wife and we're taking our youngest son because it's no point to drive home to pick them back up a little bit. So we're gonna, after his sports, we're gonna drive there, probably have dinner with my little guy at Planet Hollywood, and then wait for my son to be ready. So looking forward to that. And I'm planning on having my chicken and broccoli meal.
Nice.
Again, 7.8.
Nice. So
Lead us
now,
in, Jason.
so now we're on to the resale side.
Finishing strong.
Finishing strong. And basically this is one of the things that I see discussed on the different discussion boards. And it's, when should I wire my final funds to the closing company? Now, majority of the time, when a buyer is able to complete the documents and wire the funds, they're just going to complete it and wire it, and they're going to be done with it. But the file, of course, cannot close until the seller has done their part. So sometimes a buyer can wire the funds, do everything, let's say on a Monday, and the following Wednesday, the seller's documents still haven't been returned, so the buyer gets frustrated. Well, if a buyer is paying cash, they don't have to get anything notarized. A seller is always going to have to get their documents notarized. Now, and sellers, of course, are from all over the country, all over the world, and everybody's unique in how they can get documents notarized. Like some sellers, they can live in a place with a bunch of notaries, but because of their schedule with their spouse, they can't go here, they can't go there. They have to do it on a Saturday, and it's got to be, between this hours, and then they go to do it that Saturday, and then one of their children's sick and they can't go. So, things get delayed. So, yes, some buyers will send an email to the closing company and say, listen, email me when you have everything from the seller, and that's when I'll wire my funds. There's no issue doing that. If you want to wait until the seller has completed their documents, because you don't want there to be a 5-day lag between the time you wire the funds and the seller return the documents, then send an email to the closing company, CC me on the email and say, listen, email me when you get the final documents. The closing company will be happy to do so. They'll send you an email, and then you can wire the funds if you want. So you don't have to worry about there being a lag of when the seller's documents are coming in. Maybe the subject is not the most exciting, but
We talked about that was a strong ending. It was exciting.
But
it's
a question out there because again, there's no issue waiting until the seller's funds documents are in before, because it's not like a house closing where the sellers, I don't even know if house closings are like this right now, but like when I closed on my house, you go into a room, maybe the seller's already signed, and then you sign. It's not like that. Yeah. Scott's the seller. He's got to get his stuff done. He's in, he's in New Mexico. I'm over here in New Jersey. So and then everything's going to Florida. So there's no issue. If you want to wait for the documents to arrive from the seller to wire the final funds, by no means, that's not an issue.
Excellent.
So it's exciting stuff.
very
man.
exciting,
It's
yes.
very exciting.
I think Brittany just canceled her contract.
Dude, Brittany is gonna love DVC. She's gonna fall in love with the boardwalk. Her mom's
She
gonna be
is.
like, "But I really want to stay at the beach club." And then
Karen.
the dad is gonna say, "Well, let's go to Bay Lake Tower because we can walk there." I mean, this is the kind of thing that's gonna happen. They're gonna get exposed to DVC, and they're gonna want to go to all these different resorts, and they're gonna use it for the next 8 years. And they're gonna create all this memories, and then they might move on to another vacation option. But that's part of the DVC beauty of it.
Circle of life.
It is. It may work for you forever. It may work for you for 2 to 5 years. It may work for you for 5 to 10 years. There's so many options with DVC, and that's why you should become a DVC owner, or you should be a DVC renter. And maybe you only you just want to rent, and you don't want to pay the price that Disney's charging, and you want free parking, because with that free parking money, you're going to find Scott at the resort, and then you're going to get
Snacks.
a food
Buy me
review,
snacks.
and you're going to buy the same thing that he's bought, and you're going to rate it yourself, and you're going to start your own YouTube channel, and you're going to compete with Scott on the food reviews. This really is a circle.
It's
of
turned
life.
bad. Oh, man. On that note, we appreciate you watching. Always hit that like, hit that subscribe button.
And I do want to say one thing that we haven't said in a long time.
What's that?
Is if you want to share information to our audience, please record a video or send us an email on how to record the video, because we would love to share. You say, "Hey, I've been a member for 8 years. We'd like to stay at this resort. This is what we like to do." We would love more of the testimonial videos to share with the audience.
Yep, absolutely.
So be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure, if you don't eat turkey on Thanksgiving, I'm going to let you know that is okay. That is okay by me. Not that you need to be okay by me, but if you're eating turkey, enjoy your turkey tomorrow, and come back next Wednesday and see us again.
I just want to say, Ellen, I'm sorry, and your parents still love you. Have a great day.